Hey everyone, this is Kirk here again at optionalpha.com, and welcome back to the video recap trading alert that we do here each and every night on the membership side of our blog. So basically what we do is we go through all of our opening trades and all of our closing trades. Now today we're getting very close to expiration. So it's Wednesday the 19th of March, and we had a couple trades that we got rid of today as we get closer towards expiration tomorrow. Only have at this point I think 3 trades left for March expiration, and they're all trades that are either out of the money that we're going to let expire, or are they're all trades that are out of the money that we're going to let expire, some with profits, some with losses. So we'll recap those again tomorrow after expiration, but basically March is now off the books and we're fully invested into looking at new trades for April and then even going further out to May. So today I wanted to go over the 2 closing trades that we had, and that was one on TBT and then the other on FDX. Now the first one I want to go over is actually FDX. So what happened is that FDX had earnings today, which is kind of a little weird for it to have earnings so late in the cycle, but it's just how they report earnings, and most earnings have already happened well before this, right? So for FDX at this point, we had the 140, 145 call spread, and it seemed like practically all the way up until earnings, which was this morning, that implied volatility remained high. So even though this position was doing well and it was going along and time decay was working in our favor and everything, and FDX wasn't going above 140, etc., it just didn't seem like we were getting the decay in the overall value of the credit spread that we originally sold until today. And I want to show you guys that chart, but first, here's the trade that we entered to get out of the credit spread position. We went in and bought back the vertical for FDX. It was the 140, 145 call spread, and we bought back that spread for 68 cents and took in a nice $34 profit on that. So very small trade, very small profit, but here's the real big picture when we go to the chart of FDX. All right, so now you can see on the bottom, I've added this implied volatility. Now, I usually don't show this on the videos, but it's really helpful because you can see that this implied volatility line plots where implied volatility is all throughout the month and really going back to the beginning of the year for FedEx. And you'll see up in the top left-hand corner that 26th percentile that we always talk about in this video, and you'll see how low it is. So it is down here in the bottom quarter. You see how low implied volatility is? But you'll notice that it only dropped after earnings today. So after earnings came out, the stock was all over the place, kind of shot up and then came back down, whatever the case is. But after earnings, then implied volatility dropped. And this whole time, it's kind of been cruising along here above the 50th percentile. So we haven't really seen that drop in premium that we really needed for this position to make money. But again, you look at this stock and you see that even though we had a nice jump up in the stock come in the beginning of March here, you see that the stock never really crossed above our 140 strike. So our 140 strike is above here. The stock never got up to that point. It just really kind of cruised along sideways. So in a normal situation where implied volatility would go down as the stock kind of goes through the month, then we would have seen profits much, much earlier. But in this case with earnings, you have to be aware of it because that's the key or the trigger point at which you're going to see either a drop in volatility or possibly even a rise up in volatility if it's a huge, huge move after earnings. So generally you'll see a drop in volatility after earnings that will help positions like credit spreads, iron condors, strangle, straddles, etc. So that was a really good example today just of a late season earnings that really helped out for understanding just patience with your expiration and patience with your position as you get closer to expiration. We're only one day away, so we had to act quickly and kind of ride this thing out. All right, now TBT is a little bit different. TBT is actually a trade that I sent out, and it's actually a leg out of a debit call spread that we originally had in TBT. So we were originally long the 74, I believe 76 call spread, and because we were long that spread, it really was a trade from back in January that we had entered just trying to get some exposure to bonds. Hasn't really worked out at all. Bonds have been all over the place and not even close to where we wanted to be on TBT. But today the Fed minutes were released, and after the Fed minutes were released, we had a huge reaction in the bond market to the downside. Now remember, TBT is an inverse bond ETF, so it's an ultra short. So we had a huge reaction to the downside in bonds, which means TBT shot up. And so what I was trying to do by getting rid of the 76 short call was open up the portfolio for just even 2 days in case something really dramatic happens for totally long exposure via a long call that we now have in TBT. So we still have one position left. It's that original long call, which was part of the vertical call spread. And basically it's worthless now. But in case it's really, or I guess it's really a lottery ticket at this point, that in the next day and a half, that TBT shoots up because of the comments that came out of the Fed meeting and the Fed notes. So that's really what this is. It's not really a trade that's designed to make money. I'm not expecting this thing to make money. The position overall was a loser. That's why you don't see me have any profit here. I mean, technically we took a profit on this short call side, but we're going to take a loss on the overall position when the long call expires. But really, it just ends up being a lottery ticket. It's a good way to just, kind of play the market. Who knows what's going to happen in the next day and a half here. So if bonds do continue to react even more negatively than what they did today, then this might actually turn out to be just a very small gain and we'll close it out tomorrow. But otherwise, we'll just leave this position on. It'll likely expire worthless. But again, just a different twist on trading options, different twist on managing things all the way to expiration and kind of playing the news that's in the market. Both today with FedEx, you can see that with earnings, and then also with bonds, just understanding when the Fed minutes are. As always, inside of our platform, you guys can see exactly all of these major economic events. All you've got to do here is go to the economic calendar. And so I'll show you guys that right now. You go down through the economic calendar and you can see that the major important event today was the Fed meeting minutes. So you can see right now that, down here, Fed Chairman Yellen speaking and the economic statement. So you can see that it's designated by these three bulls. So what that basically means is that it's very, very important stuff. All this other stuff in here, crude inventories, gas inventories, yada, yada, yada. Only one bull. So in rank of importance, very, very minimal numbers, not that important. But this is the big stuff today. And you can see it's right in our platform. You can't miss it. You can even go forward a couple days and see what's coming up in the next couple days and rank and sort this thing by importance so that you never miss any of the important stuff that's coming out in the market that could affect the positions you have. So, as always, hope you guys enjoy these videos. Please add your comments or questions right below this video. I'll get back to all of those tonight or tomorrow before the open. If you're watching this video for the first time on YouTube and you want these trading alerts and videos just like this, you've got to sign up for a membership at optionalpha.com. These videos and trade alerts only go out to our members. And so if you're seeing this on YouTube, you're getting this video about 7 to 10 days after it went out to members. So you can't take advantage of any of these trades. You can't open any new trades that we have. You can't close any trades that we currently have, obviously. You can't take advantage of any of this stuff without getting it first on our website with a membership. As always, happy trading.